Got some lovely Royales here. I think, if I'm not mistaken, these are based on Granadas as well. A Royale Sabre. It's very sort of Morgan-esque, lovely styling. Even maybe can be described as maybe BMWs or like an Alpha with that front grille. Very, very nice. Oh, there's another one as well.
About 155 of them made. Anything with kit form, although some were built in the factory by John Barlow, who, you know, heard of John Barlow?
No.
Oh, you kit cars then. Yeah, he's JBA's.
What are JBAs? Yeah, that's John Barlow. Okay.
B is Barlow.
Okay.
In JBA, there were 3 of them. They made those, and then he decided to go on his own, and he did a Royale drop head. And
Okay.
you'll see one hopefully will come along a bit later this afternoon, which is like a big Bentley 2-door convertible.
Oh, wonderful.
But again, sort of 30 style. That was Jaguar donor. These are Ford donors.
Okay.
And then he went on in 1994 to make these.
Yep.
And he showed them at the kit car show at Stoneleigh. And people really latched onto them, and he made, as I said, about 155 of them. It's coming towards the end of it. Nobody really wants them anymore. They're buying this sort of stuff, or you know, buying production cars and putting wings and bodywork on them to make them look different.
Yeah.
And of course, you got the reliability. You didn't have to go through SVA and IVA with those, which you do with these. And he sold the company in 2001. But in between that time of making the Sabres, the drop head dropped off. Mm-hmm. It was being used as wedding cars, but only 2 doors, and the bride found it a bit difficult to get in and out of. So he made a 4-door, which was called a Windsor. So he made 3 under the royal name.
Oh wow, okay.
The drop head, the Windsor, and Sabre.
So what's the basis of these? Are they Fraser Nash?
No.
I see the Fraser Nash sticker on the side.
Well, mine's the only one with it on because it was BMWized.
Okay.
But really the true one has got Royale Sabre on. You'll see the badge on the nose.
But did they have like an inspiration to...
Well, that's what everybody says. You know, John, you know, where do you get this idea from? Because it's such a, you know, smart-looking kit car, isn't it? You know, you wouldn't know it was a kit car. Really.
No,
you know, you look at a lot of the others and they've all got like boots and they're all square-looking or whatever, or they've got a nice front and they've got a pull back. But
nice
he
flowing lines.
Just got the balance right, didn't he?
Yeah.
And he says, well, nowhere really. It's just something I created.
I see that, like, you can see there's like inspiration for things.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
you know,
exactly.
Your front wings look very sort of Bentley-esque.
Bentley-esque, or it could be
or a Jaguar.
Yeah, exactly. And the same with the back end. Look, that looks a bit like an XK120 back end.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Agree
with that?
Yeah.
And you know, the side a bit look like an MG. And some people say, "Oh, it does. Is that a Morgan?"
No.
But that's how
but even the front grills, even like the 2 split grills, looks like an Alpha.
Yes, it does, absolutely, and also a bit like a BMW as well.
Yeah,
quite. Yeah. But BMW, Fraser Nash BMW, they imported under license BMW components into London, where they were based. And they built them up, so it was a Fraser Nash BMW. It only lasted for about 2 years, and then there was World War II, and it all stopped.
Yeah.
And after World War II, it never started
No.
again. So that's where really the BMW Fraser Nash bit comes in. But if you compare it next to a proper BMW, which was a 326, 327, 328 of the late 40s or early 40s, it doesn't look a bit like it really, because I've had this side by side with the proper one, and the proper one's worth about 130 odd grand.
Yeah.
And you know, this is just a few thousand, isn't it?
Yeah.
Compared to that. But you see that they're all different because everybody made theirs differently. They've all got people's different styles and what they wanted to do with them. They were based, the donor was a Ford Sierra, Ford Granada of 85 to 94 vintage.
Yeah. So back then parts had been readily available.
Well, that was the point. I mean, they were just beginning to scrap them, weren't they? That was the point. And also, of course, they were good, reliable Ford parts, whereas the drop head was Jaguar, big stuff.
Yeah.
So it was more affordable, more cheaper to run.
Absolutely.
And you could get them with a 1600 Sierra engine, which was pretty crap and, you know, underpowered.
Yeah.
They made them with those. Made them with a 1.8. They made them with a 2 litre.
You took me 3?
And they made them with a 2 litre. And then, of course, it was during the period when you know, you had to be careful of the emissions and everything, and they're making a lot more economical and greener. And that's when they then fuel injected them.
Yeah.
And fitted catalytic converters. And then, of course, there was the big boy, the 2.8 one,
yes.
and the 2.9.
Yeah.
And the 2.9 eventually became, you know, the EFI, fuel injected, which was, of course, a very nice car. And we got a few club members who fitted those. But when it was originally built, it was only really built for 2 litre.
Yep.
And people thought, oh, well, it'd be nice, wouldn't it, have a V6 in that? There's room.
Yeah.
And then they adjusted the bulkhead and the chassis and put that in. And we've got 2 cars on the club which are V8s.
Okay.
And that's a V8, that one. If you come down here and have a look at this one.
Yeah. With a fixed head as well?
Yes. Now he's got a fixed head because the bloke who built it wanted a fixed head. But the majority of people want a soft top.
Yeah, so when they put
But
the roof on it...
You can get a hard top.
Yeah.
You could get one as an accessory.
Okay.
And some people got both.
Yeah, yeah.
But it is a bit of a...
Yeah.
It's a bit of a big thing you've got to store somewhere, isn't it?
Absolutely, but when you put the roof on it, it almost looks very Bugatti-esque.
Well, it does, and I mean,
It's like...
I mean, just for the hard top itself, I mean, it's beautifully designed. I mean, it fits in with the car beautifully, doesn't it?
Stunning.
Yeah. So there it is with a V8 lump in it. Look.
Well, the big Rover V8.
Yes. As you can
That's got to come out through the bottom, surely, then.
Well, yeah, or you lift it up, leave it on the chassis.
Or just, if something goes wrong, sell it.
Oh, well, if a gearbox, this is the trouble. So I think you just about lift them and take them out that way.
Well, they're a lovely thing. I mean, I love the styling of them. They're not like your everyday modern car, are they? There, and each of them on this stand at the moment has its own little different, unique quirk.
That's the beauty of it, isn't it? But like a lot of the kit cars, though, they do, don't they?
Yeah.
But different colour schemes and everything. I mean, on mine, if you go and have a look at the cream, see what you think of the cream. See if you notice anything odd about it.
Anything odd? I mean, there's a lot more yellow in your cream than
Well, yes, than anybody else. But
than the next.
what do you think the finish is? And it's not paint.
No, I don't know is the honest answer.
Because I tried to polish it, and you can't polish it. Because it's a wrap.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yes, because it was all blue.
Yeah.
And the previous owner said, oh, I really wanted a cream one. And he saw this wrapping company and just said, do you think you could do the underneath the chrome strip cream? So he chose the colour cream, which is quite a nice darkish cream, isn't it?
Yeah.
As opposed to sort of more whitish.
That's
And
lovely.
so that's how it finished up.
Yeah.
And it's been on there for 20 years, that, which is amazing for a wrap,
Absolutely,
isn't
yeah.
it? Considering all the little bits where you had to cut
Absolutely.
it round. It's only started to peel off around the door handle,
Yeah.
and it used to be white under there, and you can see the blue through. I went to a trimmer and he cut it round to just blend it all in,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Oh, what a lovely thing.
it's different. I fitted the fog lamps and the badge bar and badges and stuff, and the overriders, retrimmed it, put in MX5 tombstone
yeah.
seats as they
Nice
are,
and comfortable.
which are very comfortable. Yeah,
No, what a lovely car. Thank you very much for showing it to
you're
me.
most welcome.
Brilliant. Have a nice day.
Yes, and the same to you.
Here's the card.